Take Time To by Exhale Spascapes presents Me, My, I Time, offering insights and inspiration for your self-care for holistic wellness journey. You are invited to listen and apply that which is felt to be for you, dismissing the rest. Know that this offering is for educational purposes and should not serve as medical advice. You are tuned in. Greetings and welcome. In this episode, we're going to explore a process for reclaiming time for self-care. In the last episode, we touched on why self-care should be made a priority. And now that we're no longer putting our desires and requires on the back burner, it's time that we put a plan in place to take actions to support our self-care. The Take Time To's Claim Your Self-Care planning process includes thought, intention, and movement. We're going to discuss this further. Keep listening. Now take time to notice your breath. Sense and feel the air entering and exiting your body through your nose and or your mouth. Set the intention to create space for your self-care and thank yourself for following through with your plan and actions to take time to nurture your holistic wellness. Think about your time for self-care. In doing this, you might find it beneficial to consider your desires and requires and define what self-care means for you. What's your personal definition? What would your life be like once you've taken time for your intentional self-care? You can use the results of this a little down the road to keep you motivated and focused. In this step, you might also consider identifying what areas of wellness you desire to focus on. Areas or dimensions of wellness vary, but here's quite a few of ours to consider and think about. Brace yourself. There's plenty, and they're all up for personal interpretation, of which there's no wrong or right interpretation. It's your perspective and your definition that counts. Environmental wellness relates to your state and sense of safety and protection, as well as your feelings about your physical surroundings. Does your environment support your desired reality? Emotional wellness relates to your understanding of and your ability to manage your emotions. How do you handle the series of emotions you might experience in any given amount of time or at any given situation? Financial wellness relates to your state of finances as it relates to any personal or professional finance goals and aspirations you may have. Are you handling your current financial responsibilities and commitments? Spiritual wellness relates to your knowledge of self, including your ethics and ability to honor your values, as well as your ability to find meaning and purpose and connect with Source. How do you feel about your spiritual connection or your spiritual expression? Intellectual or mental wellness relates to your ability to cope with life, as well as your ability to use, develop, or enhance your skills. It also relates to your level of knowledge. How satisfied are you with your mental or intellectual wellness? Professional, occupational, or vocational wellness relates to work-life balance and your ability to regularly participate in your chosen vocation and how great of a fit your current vocation is for you. Is your work and life balanced? Sensual wellness relates to the experience of life through the senses, and this is talking about all the senses. What is your current life experience like? Is it thoroughly enjoyable? Nutritional wellness is or relates to food and drink you consume, as well as your breath and quality of the air you consume. Does your nutrition support a healthy, happy life? Physical wellness relates to the state of your physical body and your ability to be physically active and move your body. Does your physical fitness level firmly support a very high-quality life? Relational or social wellness relates to the state of your relationships and the ability to relate with and to others. Do you have a positive relationship? Do you have positive interactions with others overall? Sexual creative wellness relates to expression of your sexuality and the ability to create and manifest your desires and produce your ideal life situations. How do you feel about your level of creative expression? We will end our list here, but feel free to do some research in the area of wellness dimensions or simply take inventory of your life and state of holistic wellness to determine what areas of wellness you will focus your intentional and purposeful self-care practice on, and what areas will most effectively and efficiently enhance your existence with some TLC. After you have done this, it is our recommendation or further suggestion that you identify self-care practices that reinforce your chosen areas of wellness. For example, if physical wellness is a focus, massage therapy or yoga can be a supporting self-care practice. If spiritual wellness is a focus, meditation or reading inspirational materials can be a practice used and performed. If mental wellness is a focus, reading, writing, reciting affirmations or reflective journaling could be a practice used and performed. Okay, so you get a drift. Lastly, for this step, you want to identify possible challenges and ways to overcome said challenges to your claim to self-care. For example, if you feel it possible that time for regular self-care may pose an issue, a potential way to overcome this might be to delegate tasks or outsource some of your work. It's important that some energy is granted to this as to best ensure success with your intentional and consistent self-care. The next step along the path to reclaiming your time for self-care is to set your intention. Set it, don't forget it. To set your intention, you plan, prepare, and declare. Plan the actual what, when, where, and how of your self-care. We recommend planning for at least 3 self-care practices to start. One for each area of wellness that you deem highest priority, where you'll get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. These practices, depending on what they are, can be performed in succession as to present more of a ritual or routine, or it could be more sporadically done at different times or on different days. You want to choose what is most feasible and ideal for you. Remember, self-care should not be a chore. It should be a lifestyle, so view and treat it as such. For example, if one of your areas of focus is physical wellness and you've indicated or planned to go to the gym to do weightlifting 3 times a week for 30 minutes, and you find that that becomes bothersome or something that you dread to do, consider changing it to a physical activity from your childhood, something that you remember giving you good feelings of joy and what have you. For example, maybe roller skating or jump roping or something like that. Go ahead and pull out your planner or scheduling system and block out and indicate a designated time for your chosen self-care. Write it down. After doing this, you might want to set yourself some reminders, at least in the beginning, to remind yourself to take time. After doing this, you definitely want to plan the place or places your self-care will take place and what you may require or desire as far as tools and resources are concerned to fulfill your self-care desires. If you desire or require a physical space to practice your self-care, make sure it's suitable, comfortable, safe, and produces or reflects the emotions that support your practice. This should be a place or places with very limited to no distractions or disturbances. It should be a pleasant place that's easy to get to as well. The next thing to do is to prepare. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Collect and gather all necessary tools and props for your self-care and create a home for them. It's recommended that you make them easy to get to and easy to use. The aim here is to decrease stress and to make the most efficient use of your time for self-care. Now that you have what you want and need, be sure that your mindset or attitude is proper for the pudding. Know that you deserve self-care. Your time is yours and it is very valuable. You are worth every bit of care you receive from yourself and others, And indeed, yes, you can and you will be successful at self-care. Lastly, in setting your self-care intentions, you shall declare. Declare and share your plan with another. By another, we mean a supportive cheerleader for your cause and possibly someone who will also positively be impacted by the results of your consistent self-care practice. Commit to yourself. Know that even though you may have a network of support, including us, Take Time To by Exhale Spascapes, you are truly only accountable to yourself when it comes to your TLC. You may find that your commitment to your self-care might be better supported by your declaration and investment in yourself. Invest your time, energy, space, and resources. You have the most to lose if you don't invest in yourself. The third and final step along the path to claiming your time for self-care is movement. Ain't nothing to it but to do it at this point, so just do it. Movement means action and application. Get and keep the ball rolling in the direction of your ultimate self-care goals. What are they, by the way? Do you have any? We're interested. Reach out and let us know. Visit taketime2.live to check out and take advantage of our offerings to further support you along your self-care for holistic wellness journey. Okay, back to our regular scheduled program. Movement. Movement means routines, rituals, and what we call happy, healthy habits. They work. Small changes can produce grand results. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. You don't have to do everything at once, but you are encouraged to keep moving forward, preferably towards your goals. Movement. Movement is assessing and adjusting as you see fit. Consider checking in 1 week to 3 months from the start of your self-care journey to assess your self-care plan. Assess how you feel about it, what's working, what may not be working. Keep in mind we are only doing what we desire to do, and there's more than one way to play the path. And believe it or not, you get to choose how you play this self-care path. Your plan may not be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. Be easy on yourself. Adjust your plan as desired or required to make it as perfect as it can be in your chosen due time. It's okay if some things are let go of. It simply creates space for more ideal things to take reign. Now, we have discovered a path to reclaiming time for self-care. We know that we should first define or identify what we want and need and why. Then set our intentions and create our detailed self-care plan. Then after this, we prepare, declare, and ultimately just do it. Claim our time and care for ourselves. Our overall advice is to be practical and realistic. Choose you by being consistent and accountable. Start now. In closing, it is our full hope and expectation that you are informed and even more inspired and empowered to make and take time for yourself, because you deserve it and your health and well-being depends on it. Furthermore, you are invited to share this charge with others you feel would be interested and could benefit. Again, visit taketime2.live for more resources and support for your self-care for holistic wellness journey. Thank you for allowing us to play a part, if only a very small one. Peace and blessings until our next meet, when we will touch on emotional wellness and how we can best manage our mood with self-care.